Alright guys, what is up? Welcome back. So we're just finishing moving the large constructor into its new home, so that is good to go. Let's go ahead and show off how to do solar power. You need to have these capacitors in place, and you need to have the actual panels in place. If you don't have both, it's not going to work, so yeah, build both. With that being said, all you really need to do here is just have enough. I'm sure there's some ratio, I don't know what it is, so I'm not going to try to quote that, between how many capacitors you need for each solar panel. I'm sure there's, information on that out there. Research it at your own risk. For my purposes, I just went 1-to-1, so we have one solar panel for each capacitor on our little base here. So now that we have those placed, I'm going to go ahead and place our solar panels. Now, kind of the way I want to do this is I'm thinking I'm going to place them on this side of the building. So if we go out, fly down, it's going to be on the ground level, obviously. I'm not going to elevate them. So these will get attacked, if someone comes and attacks us, they can hit these panels, but they should serve their purpose well. We do have a fair amount of turrets, like there's a sentry gun right over this spot. There's cannon turrets guarding the base as well, so I mean, I think these are pretty well protected, so it's alright that they're exposed here. I'm just going to go ahead and fill in this part too, because we have 8 of them. There's quite a bit, so I think we're just going to fill in this little space, if I can make it work with the drone. Then after that, I mean, our base should be pretty well built. There's not much more I would add. I mean, I would extend the CPU, obviously, and then I would also put a rocket turret on if we had cobalt here, which we don't, so that's why we're not doing that. If you're building, and you have cobalt and all the advanced stuff, I would recommend using the most advanced turrets that you can for sure, and, upgrade that CPU so it's not maxing out the CPU usage percentage, and then you will save so much promethium as far as power is concerned. Like, your base will not use as much power, so it's worthwhile to do that. Anyway, almost have these panels down. I don't like the way solar panels place because they don't snap very well. At least I can't seem to make them snap very well for whatever reason, which is kind of annoying, but whatever. I guess that one is levitating, but that's fine. Okay, we got all of our solar panels down, so we've got 8 of them. Pretty good solar battery, all things considered. So that should be pumping in a bunch of power for us now. So as you can see on the left, where it has the base name and all the info, our current energy output is 2.75 kPu. Our consumption is 149 PU, and we have 10 hours and 24 minutes worth of power left. And it's actually going up because our solar capacitors are charging. So eventually that number should, be pretty substantial. As long as it gets above 24 hours, I think this base will run indefinitely on solar, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm just going to try to put down this last panel. Nice and neat. I think it needs to go down, just so it doesn't break. Okay, cool. So now we've got all 8 panels. I might go sleep just to see, how the solar panels work in the morning. We have to wait a little bit before nighttime ticks over, but yeah. So, I mean, this little home planet base is definitely, got everything that I'd want in an outpost base. It's got plenty of protection, plenty of power, you've got your constructors. I mean, one optional thing would be to add an advanced constructor. I don't have the cobalt here to do it, otherwise I would. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty good. Like, we've used a decent amount of promethium, so 11, I think, altogether since building the base in the beginning. So, not bad, but we still have a bunch of fuel. And if we look at our timer, we've got like 14.5 hours worth of power. So I'm sure that'll grow substantially once it has a full day of charging the solar capacitors too. So we'll see about that. I'm just kind of doing some inventory management in the meantime. We should probably eat because we are getting low on food. So just go over to our fridge. When I went out to gather some meat, like legitimately 8 spiders came out and attacked me, so that's why I have all this meat in here. A bunch of spiders were just camping me outside this door here, and I was shooting them. And, you know, shotgun beats spider, at least at the moment. Anyway, let's go back up here, take a look. So I kind of like this base design, personally. I think it looks pretty good. The one thing I might change, you know, if you wanted it to be a little bit more secure, is on the ceiling here, the top floor, we have steel blocks and armored concrete for the roof. You could just make it all armored concrete, and that would be better because armored concrete has so much more health than steel. The other thing you could potentially do, if you really wanted to reinforce it, is you would add a second layer on all faces of this building of just armored concrete. That way they have to break through not 1 but 2 layers of 2200 HP brick before they actually get to your stuff. That would help a lot. Having the turrets is a pretty big deterrent. I mean, they're not going to be able to get all that close to our base anyway, because those cannon turrets have a pretty far range. And then the sentry guns are pretty good up close, so we're pretty well covered as far as this base being secure. You know, you can tailor these base designs kind of to what you need. You don't have to have every constructor, every storage resource. You know, you don't need all the resources at every base. You just need enough to be able to do what you're trying to do for the planet and the region, right? Because you don't want to have to warp somewhere in order to get your what you, like if you let's say we needed cobalt here, right? We would have brought cobalt with us, and we'd want to protect it pretty hardcore because there's not cobalt on this planet. Since we don't have that, it's not as big of a deal. This is more or less an outpost base. We could gather some iron, some copper, some promethium, whatever. Not a big deal, but realistically we're going to do most of that on other worlds because they have better resource diversity and the resource deposits are larger. So that's kind of how I feel about that aspect of the game. I'm just going to let these turrets do their work. I do, however, want some ammo for our pulse rifle and for our rocket launcher. Alright guys, so as you can see, our turrets did a great job at defending us from that Zirax attack. It was just a troop transport, which those are a lot easier because the guys only have miniguns instead of rockets. At least thus far, that's what it's been. So that's pretty cool. I mean, our base didn't really take any damage. These front blocks did a little bit, but I mean, 2 blocks getting damaged versus the whole base being destroyed. And look how fast those got repaired, like literally instantly. So, I mean, that sentry gun got damaged a little bit, but that makes sense. It's the one that was doing all the firing. So, all things considered, that was a successful repelled Zirax raid in my mind. We do have our actual ammo for stuff now, so we can reload our, rocket launcher and pulse rifle. That way, we can partake a little bit more next time. With that, though, I think I'm going to just put this in here. We got a plasma cannon, so that's pretty cool. I don't think I can build the plasma cell charges for it yet, but we'll keep that on us because once I can, that'll be a great weapon. And we got a laser pistol. So same thing, we don't have the charges available to us quite yet, but we're going to keep that on us because once we do get those available, we're going to want to use those weapons because they're going to be able to do a lot more than our shotgun and our pulse rifle. So not bad. You got to see how a base gets defended when you have, proper turrets and all that on it. You don't even have to go out and fight really. You just sit back, relax, watch your turrets do all the talking for you. I do need to refill our 30mm bullets though, because those apparently got chewed through pretty well. So as you can see, like, we burned through a lot of iron. We still have all of our ore, I guess, but these bullets take 20 steel plates for each set, so that's a lot of iron. Definitely, if you're going to build turrets, make sure you've salvaged out a base or two maybe, or just have a bunch of ammo lying around, because that's pretty expensive, if I do say so myself. Anyway, let's see, minigun round. We have a minigun too, so we could use that. I would put this pulse laser on our ship, or the two of them, but I don't have any laser cells to be able to fire it, so it's not going to do us any good. We've got sniper rifle ammo as well, so that's fun. Can't really use it at the moment. Or, well, I could, but I don't really care for the sniper, personally. Like, it's not my thing. Where did the rest of our pulse rifle ammo go? Must have accidentally clicked it into the chest. That is fine. Let's take you back out, because we want that. Got our drill charges, multi-charge, cool. One of those Zirax guys had some money, so that's nice. Got $100 for defending our base. No, can't complain about that, I suppose. I guess, I mean, we took like 4 damage of health, it looks like, during that entire raid, so we basically did nothing and our base protected us. So that's how you want to design your base. That way you don't have to worry about the raids and it's not a problem. You can just focus on what you're focusing on and call it good. But with that being said, guys, this has been our little sidetrack to show off how to build bases, how to defend them, kind of how the turrets work, and a successful raid repelled. If you enjoyed this little segment, please let me know in the comments down below. Like, comment, subscribe as always. Next time, we're probably going to pick back where we left off on trying to get to the Rommel system. We might do we'll get the Prometheum ore first, then we're going to fly back to planet Rontant. Then we'll, put down our capital vessel because it is complete. I'll show you the little blueprint area here. If I go to the factory, if I go to our library, completed, we have our capital vessel completed. So next time we can go ahead and start playing with that. I think I am going to refine the pentaxid while I'm here, because might as well. I mean, I've got the constructors and it's already here. So I'll probably let that take over, hang out here a little bit longer. Then we'll, pick up with the series. And once we go to Ramel, we might do some more missions, might build another base. I don't know. We'll kind of play it by ear. But guys, if you've enjoyed the series, check it out. Check out the rest of the channel, of course. And this has been LD7. Until next time, we will see ya.